Man, oh man, can the offseason officially begin with free agency, man? We got a lot of free agency news coming up, man, when it comes to Saquon Barkley and Xavier Mckinney, and it couldn't come sooner. The rumors are going to continue to circulate. Is Saquon Barkley going to be a New York Giant? Is he going to be a free agent and sign somewhere else? Listen, we're going to be talking about that in this video, man. Make sure you subscribe down below. Road to 10K, still active, man. Like the video, comment down below your thoughts, and let's jump straight into it, man. Saquon Barkley is looking like he's set to hit free agency, man. There are reports that are coming out that saying that the Giants are unlikely to slap a franchise tag on Saquon Barkley, and we know what the history was. Last season, when it was time to negotiate a contract, they did place that franchise tag on him. They did it at the last very second. No player is ever happy about getting a franchise tag placed on them. Pretty much saying you're going to get tagged at this one rate for this 1 year. You're not getting a contract, and you can't go anywhere else because nobody's going to trade for a guy. When you franchise tag a guy and you elect to trade for him, you got to give up 2 first-round picks, and nobody's doing that. So with this upcoming offseason, upcoming free agency, man, the Giants are saying that they're not going to tag him. And I'm pretty sure this has to do with the respect of Saquon Barkley and how everything turned out last season. You know, I definitely expected him to get a contract done. It didn't happen. And with last season being last season, I definitely didn't expect Saquon Barkley to get a contract after this past season. There was no way. If there was any chance of him getting a contract, it was going to be last offseason. Now, what are the Giants' plans with that tag? What are the Giants' plans with Saquon Barkley? Most likely, what I see happening with Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants, Saquon Barkley is going to go test his market, going to see what he's worth, going to see what he's going to be offered. From there, the Giants will either match it or have to go a little up on it. That's what I think is going to happen. And most likely, I think the Giants are going to pivot and say, go have a good career, Saquon. They're not going to bring him back. There's no way they're going to bring him back. Now, this is a very saturated free agency when it comes to the running back position. You got guys like Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler, a lot of good running backs on the market, and all that does is hurt Saquon Barkley's value. Because if you don't want to pay Saquon Barkley, you might be able to pay some of those guys less to be on your team. And let's be honest, the production is almost similar. Austin Eckler almost gives you that similar production. Josh Jacobs almost gives you that similar production. We're just gonna be honest with ourselves, and I love Saquon Barkley. I think he was the best player on this team for a couple of years now. But I think our best plan moving forward is going to be without him. Unfortunately, it is. And I don't want to sound like a guy that's shooting for the stars, wishing for something to happen. It's just the reality of the business. Especially when you have other players that are coming up that are going to cost you some money. Do you want to pay a safety or do you want to pay a running back? Which one are you willing to pay? Which one's younger? Which one is showing to not, break down as easy? It sucks that that's what it is for the running back market, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles, and it's terrible. It's terrible for them, but I definitely think that Saquon Barkley could use a fresh place to start over. And once again, he's 26. He's in the prime of his career, and he only has so many years that he's going to be at the top of his level. So Saquon Barkley, it might be the best interest of him to go hit free agency, see where he goes. Once again, the value he wants, he might not be able to get, but will any other place really bring him in? Will any other place really pay him the money that he wants and have him on his team? I think another team that you gotta look at is a team like the Houston Texans. A lot of people are talking about them, but it's mainly because they have a good QB. They have a good QB that's able to hit the weapons when they want to. And the running back position, they don't really have talent when it comes to there. They had guys like Devin Singletary last year. Saquon Barkley would definitely be an upgrade for them. And once again, it might not be as expensive as they think. So Saquon Barkley could be out the door. Now, if Saquon Barkley's out, mark my words, Xavier Mckinney, there's no way he's gone. There's no way he should be signing anywhere else. And it's already been reported, man, the Giants are looking to apply the transition tag to him, which is different than a franchise tag. Transition tag is pretty much saying, here we are, $13 million. Go ahead and negotiate with any other team, see what the contract turns out to be, and the Giants had the opportunity to match that same contract, and Xavier McKinney will be back on the Giants. I think this is a Class A move out of Joe Schoen. I definitely think this is the approach that he should have with it, because clearly negotiations are not working out right now. My last video, I talked about Xavier McKinney and his tweets. As much as we don't want to look into tweets, man, I just think whatever Joe Schoen came up with for contract negotiations, Xavier McKinney is not liking that number. So I think the easiest thing to do is let him test the market, let other teams offer him. Giants just match that, call it a day. You're a Giant. I definitely think that's what's gonna happen. That's the only true way to see how negotiations work and how to see how do other teams value Xavier McKinney. At what price point should you be paying Xavier McKinney? Is he really top 5 worthy, top 5 money? That's going to be a way for the Giants to find out, and that's also going to be a way for Xavier McKinney to find out. Maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side, but I will say a 24, 25-year-old safety that's only starting to bud and only starting to continue to get better, there's no reason why you're not bringing a guy like him back. There's no reason. Saquon Barkley's been on this team for 6 years now. Xavier McKinney, he's going into his 4th year on this team. We need to bring him back. He's a leader. He's a ascending safety in the league. We need him back next year. I think the transition tag is perfect by Joe Schoen, and I'm definitely interested to see where it goes from here, man. Next week, the combine does begin. You'll start to see a couple of the prospects that we want out of this draft class. Guys like Malik Neighbors and other wide receivers that are heading up. You know, you don't really look at the quarterbacks too much when it comes to the combine. You really want to watch their tape. And I'm not too sure exactly who's going to be participating and who's not. But I'm looking at Malik Neighbors. I'm looking at Rome Odunze. I'm looking at all those guys. And, you know, we know the NFL combine has turned into a track meet. But nevertheless, just seeing them, you know, seeing what their true speed is and seeing what they can be, I'm excited to watch that, man. You'll also be hearing from Joe Schoen at the NFL Combine. I'll be covering that next week. I just want the Combine. I just want the draft to be here already, man. Free agency also needs to begin, and that'll really be telling you where the Giants are heading in the NFL draft. Let me know your thoughts. Is there a world where Xavier McKinney and Saquon Barkley's back next year? Y'all let me know down below in the comments, man. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to my other channel. My second channel is in the description. We talking about Yankee content over there, and with the Yankees starting up this upcoming season, man, make sure you head over there and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.